Welcome, dear viewers, to CouchWarrior TV on YouTube. I am the CouchWarrior, and you are watching Arcane, a Skyrim Let's Play. Welcome, brothers and sisters, to Chapter 10, Part 2. When last we left off, we had just left the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary, having discovered that there was a conflict there, and Cicero has made a run for it after cutting several members of the Dark Brotherhood, and that Astrid's husband, Arnbjorn, is in pursuit. That begs the question, what do we do next? Well, Fleet is going to make a run for the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary in Dawnstar. But first, we will be stopping at the Eagle's Nest, dropping off Velfar, and taking an opportunity to read through some of these more pertinent volumes of Cicero's journal in private. Fleet's Journal. The revelations of the last 2 days have been overwhelming. Events are moving at an accelerated pace, and this situation with Cicero is alarming, to say the least. To attack a member of the Dark Brotherhood is a grave offense, but taken in context, I can sympathize with the man. Astrid has escalated her rhetoric. She is a fool to deny that the Brotherhood must change, is changing, to survive. Cicero is essential to the success of this transformation. The Night Mother is the organization's only remaining connection to Sithis, besides me. However, this is a fact I do not plan on sharing with her or anyone at the moment. Who would maintain the body should Cicero die? Her? I seriously doubt that. If ever there was a time for an exception to the tenets, this is it. As a follower of the old ways, Cicero knows the penalty for attacking another member of the Dark Brotherhood. But Astrid? She has no such convictions. She chooses to follow the tenets when it's convenient for her and spits bile of the worst kind when I leave the room.
Thought I heard something.
All of this, despite the fact that I am doing all the heavy lifting. As for Arnbjorn, that thick-headed Nord is on his own. The life of the lunatic must be preserved, for now. If the Nord should get in my way, he will go to Sithis first. Perhaps this laughable organization does not deserve to survive. And we are in the back on the road. Did everybody notice who we just passed? Thalmor. We got Thalmor, and we got a big old cave bear. We are going to pursue the Thalmor. We are going to allow Valfar to deal with that bear, which he is doing quite effectively. There they are, right there. Now we need to keep their attention down the trail. My objective here is to eliminate them, but do it from the back of the line forward. The mage is what really concerns me. Okay, let's let them reform their line. We're going to draw their attention forward. Okay, and we're going to take the one at the back. There's one. Now if we wait, they should come and investigate this guy who just dropped. There he is, right there. Take another one. There's two. I don't know where the mage is. He makes me nervous. Where are ya? Let's take out his Atronach here. Another threat eliminated. Where would he go? It's possible that we took out his soldiers without him realizing it. Seems doubtful, though. Where'd he go? My assumption is that he would have kept going up the road. He is nowhere to be seen. Okay. Well, I know he can't have moved that fast. Maybe he made a run for it. I don't know. Let's take a look what we got here. It's a good shot to the neck. There's our other one here. Well, I suppose the best idea would be to take all of their stuff, as we did before. This will delay their identification. Give us time to keep moving. Take this pelt while we're at it. This one too. Thalmor, of course, our immortal enemy of Fleet at this point. He knows he's being hunted by them. So taking some action when we see Thalmor is going to feel like something we need to do almost out of necessity for survival's sake. Ah, come on. Did I hear an arrow? Who's shooting at us now? Alright, we're not going to stick around to find out. We're getting out of here. Now, of course, one of the things, obviously, here is we've reached the stage in the Dark Brotherhood questline where we have acquired the horse, Shadowmere. Shadowmere, of course, is not a horse of this world. He is a bit faster and a bit tougher than your typical Skyrim mount. But this begs the question, what happens to our old horse? Our good, old, reliable, awesome horse that has been with us for so many episodes. Well, fear not, my friends. We are going to do right by this noble beast. I have no intention at all of letting this horse just fade off into the sunset. He's been absolutely tremendous and reliable and there for us for so many episodes. So we are going to make sure that that horse is taken care of. So I do have a plan. For now, as I ride Shadowmere, our previous mount will just follow us. He's going to follow us back to the Eagle's Nest. And then, see, there he is right there. He's following along with us. And then my intent is, as soon as I've got some breathing room from these quest lines that are pressing, we will make sure that this horse is taken care of and lives a full and rewarding life. I have some ideas about how I'm going to accomplish that exactly, but my plan does require a little play testing yet, so I'm not quite ready to reveal what it is, but I think we'll sort that out in the coming episodes here. All right, so back to the Eagle's Nest we go. My intent is we will go up there, we will rest for a very brief period of time. And this is also where Fleet will take an opportunity to sit down in the comfort of his own home and read through at least the last volume of Cicero's journals, try to understand a bit more about the man that we're chasing down. If you noticed that at this point, really all it is that we know about Cicero is what we've been told by others or what he has told us himself. These journals will give us a unique insight into his personality, his history, and what is driving the decisions that he has made up to this point to come to the sanctuary, to attack Astrid, and to run, and where he would run. Now, one interesting hole that is presented in the story here, because of the way that the dialogue works, we initially retrieved Cicero's journals without having read them. We took all 5 volumes from his room, and we approached Astrid. The game assumes that you're reading these volumes in his room, but that didn't seem like the prudent thing for Fleet to do. So that creates a hole, right, where Astrid, you appear to already know what is in the last volume of Cicero's journals without actually having read them. So, just pointing that out, there is an issue there, but I believe that Fleet, being the cautious character that he is, and being interested in keeping the journals away from prying eyes, and not fully understanding who he can trust in the sanctuary, would have slipped those journals into his bag and headed for the Eagle's Nest to read them in safety. So that is what we have done.
Need something?
And now we are on to the next stage of our adventure. We are headed to Dawnstar to track down Cicero. Fleet's journal. Again, I sneak away when their backs are turned. It's for the best. They cannot help with what I must do. This is a brotherhood matter, and will be handled by the listener alone. It was clear that Valthar was angry with me for making him wait in Ustengrav. However, when I asked him what exactly he would have done, he admitted the folly of his charge. From our conversation, I was able to discern that he was unable to see the figure I saw. What would he do? Swing at the air each time I kneeled to pray? The uncomfortable silence was broken when he presented me with this magnificent cloak and hood, made by his own hands and with such care and craft. I have never seen its equal. Our exchange made me realize that I have never given this man anything but worry. And what of his friendship? What of the friendship of any of them? Am I toying with their hearts? This is a dangerous game we are playing, and they do not know the half of what's at stake. I wonder if perhaps I'm committing them to a struggle that will in the end be their deaths. They are all strong and independent people, but seem to defer to me. This deference makes me uncomfortable. What is it they see in me that they find worth following? Not even I know exactly what our purpose is, at least not yet, but I feel the time is coming when all will begin to materialize from out of the haze. Perhaps then they will all need to decide if I am worthy of their service, of their love. We shall see. We are back on the road once again, brothers and sisters, headed to Dawnstar. Now, a couple of points of note here. We have obviously made the transition to Shadowmere as our mount. I have gone into convenient horses, and I've tweaked the configuration a little bit for Shadowmere. I have upped his speed a bit, and his stamina a bit. There's a couple reasons I've done that. One is that it will shorten up the amount of time that we spend traveling between locations, and it'll make him slightly faster than a typical steed, which I think is a good thing. Shadowmere is supposed to be an otherworldly beast of great power, so I have upped his stats a little bit to make him seem more like that. So you'll notice we're actually, when we're at a full run, we're actually traveling pretty fast. Let's charge him. Ooh, I got the charge. Didn't think I got it. We knocked him down. Where is he? I don't know how long I'll play with this guy, but let's see what we can do. Yeah, I didn't get him that time. I need a direct hit, which is a little bit more difficult, it seems like, on the trolls than spiders, for example. There we go. That's a good thing to practice, in my view. But I'm not going to sit around and fight him. We have things we need to do. So, as is probably evident from Fleet's first journal entry, Whoa. I don't know where the guy is. Who he is, I don't care. Fleet is... He's kind of reached a boiling point with Astrid at this moment. You know what? I think we're going the wrong way here. Is this the... This is the night gate. Yeah, I missed my turn. Missed my turn. Yeah, we gotta go back. We gotta go back the other way. He's reached a boiling point with Astrid. She's actually gotten to the point now where she is openly mocking him. And her views or philosophies are definitely at odds with Fleet's, and things are really starting to come into focus now with regard to the differences between their philosophies. Fleet, of course, being a follower of the old ways, the traditional ways of operating the Dark Brotherhood, which is to say, we follow Sithis, we have a listener, we have a speaker, the Night Mother gives contracts, there are religious aspects to what we do, and some reverence is called for and required, demanded of the followers. There are also tenets to be followed. Whereas Astrid, her philosophy is more along the lines of a sort of an anti-mystical version, right? Where really, in fact, what the Brotherhood is an organization that relies on intelligence. There are no spiritual aspects to what they do. It's really difficult to blame her, really, when you think about it. The fact that there hasn't been a listener, that the Night Mother hasn't been around, that she hasn't been exposed to that kind of stuff, she really knows no other way of operating. So, it's not that it's her fault. Astrid's experience has just been the opposite of say, Cicero's experience, for example. He's been exposed to the Night Mother for a long time now, and he's been around long enough to actually see how that system works in action. So he has a very different philosophy. But because of our exposure to Sithis and the research that Fleet has done, he falls squarely in Cicero's camp, favoring the old ways of working, as opposed to these new methods, which rely primarily on intelligence gathering to find contracts. So that being the case, in knowing that our objective here is to really kind of rebuild the Dark Brotherhood using the old ways, for us, it's essential that we save Cicero. Even though he's crazy, even though he has attacked someone, which is technically against the tenets, we have to weigh the validity or the importance of the tenets against what Cicero brings to the table as a member of the Brotherhood. So, and when you think of it in those terms, there really is no question as to what the right move is. The right move is to save Cicero. When we have an organization here that is hanging by a thread, Cicero is absolutely essential to holding things together. Without his experience, his knowledge, his ability to maintain the body of the Night Mother, we have nothing. We have nothing. And Fleet is ill-equipped to perform that task. So at this point, we have to keep things in context. We have to throw the tenets out the window where Cicero is concerned in this scenario, and we have to move forward. So right now, Fleet's main objective is to try to get to Cicero and actually preserve his life before Arnbjorn gets a hold of him. Wow, there are saber cats everywhere. Is this guy going to handle it or what? Yeah, he looks like... He's in a bad way. Come on now. Where are you? Ugh. Wrong side. Come on. Yeah, we better make tracks. He's messing us up pretty good. But he's attacking a Khajiit caravan, and I think his time is limited. Khajiit seem to be able to take care of themselves. We don't need to sustain any more damage on our way to what we already know is going to be potentially a nasty fight. So we are going to breeze through Dawnstar, go straight to the Sanctuary. Now, having read Cicero's journal, the final volume of Cicero's journal, we know what the passphrase is. So we should be able to gain entry without any trouble. Here we go. And there's Arnbjorn.
Should have figured Astrid would send you.
You're hurt.
What gave it away? Yeah, gotta admit that little gesture's good with that butter knife. But don't worry, I gave as good as I got.
Where's Cicero now?
There, through the door. Some old sanctuary by the looks of it. I would have followed him, but I don't know the phrase.
I know the phrase. I'll get Cicero. You go home.
You convinced me. Doubt I'd be much good to you anyway. The little fop cut me pretty deep. But I slashed him good. Pretty sure I severed an artery. Don't know what you're gonna find in there. But you can probably just follow the blood.
Alright. I'm gonna send that clown home. Now we're gonna do what we need to do. Horse wait.
What is life's greatest illusion?
Innocence, my brother. Alright, here we go.
Listener! Is that you? Oh, I knew you'd come. Send the best to defeat the best. Astrid knew her stupid wolf couldn't slay Cicero.
Gonna take a quick look around here, see what we've got. Anything useful? Not really. This will be an interesting challenge. We'll see what obstacles Cicero puts before us. Remember, at this point, he's assuming we're here to kill him. He doesn't know what our intentions are. But before we can take any action, we need to gear up for action. So I think we can shed the cloak and the hood. We'll kind of strip down to our basic combat gear here. Okay. Got our necklace and our ring. Help us out with our archery. You know, I think I will put the hood on too. That also is going to help us with our archery. Let's head in and see what we can do here. Let's start with a bow and bow just because we don't know what's on the other side of this door. That's our go-to. Okay. I think I'm going to put away the bow. We're going to try to take this guy using Bend the Shadows in our trusty Dagger of Wickedness. Okay, I'm going to position myself so I don't miss him here.
No! But this isn't at all what Mother would want! You kill the Keeper or I kill the Listener! Now that's madness!
One down. And that was a kill cam I hadn't seen before. Alright. Looks like there's only one way for us to go. Everything else is blocked. Okay, now this guy, I'm going to change up. I'm not sure if I have this hotkeyed or not. We're going to use the illusion spell called Swap. This is from the Apocalypse spell package, Swap. Once I hit the target, it will allow me to trade places with the target. The reason I'm doing that is it gets us through the traps and forces our enemy to go through them to get to us. There he is. Now he's coming through the traps, taking damage on the way. And we go to Bend the Shadows. And we get the takedown. Interesting. Cicero also has fresh copies of the Tenets in his sanctuary. Another indication that we are of like mind with Cicero. Okay, there's a tripwire there. This seems like a good place for the bow, perhaps. Change up. Put a tester down there. No action, so let's take out the tripwire. I'm going to pull back just in case we woke anyone up. No? Okay, there's some stuff here. Got a couple of potions. I'm going to take those. And the marksmanship lesson. Hey, a level in archery. We are at 91 archery. This is great. And fire and darkness. That's a level in one-handed. Up to 45. And now this, right here, this is the Worn Shrouded Armor. For those of you who are not playing a modded version of Skyrim and you're playing an assassin, you want to get the Worn Shrouded Armor if you can. The reason for that is it's the only Dark Brotherhood style armor in the vanilla game that you can actually enchant yourself, which is great. Here's a couple guys. Next. Now it doesn't give you... I don't think it gives you as good of armor bonuses, perhaps. I forget what the details are, and I'm sure that somebody will enlighten us all in the comments on this video. I used to care about it before I played the modded version of this game, before I went to PC, but now I don't touch the Dark Brotherhood armor generally.
Slow down a bit. Not what I used to be.
Sorry, Cicero, we can't slow down. Oops. Hey. Alright, we're going to go Bend the Shadows again. Now I'm going to first-person mode just to make sure I can hit the target. Oh crap, there's another one in the room. We're going to take some hits. There's one. There's another hit. 3 hits. Ooh, that's another kill cam I haven't seen before. I like that one. We took some damage there, but actually not too bad. He got 3 licks in on us, and we're actually not as bad off as I thought we would be, so I think we kind of lucked out on that one. Depending on which kill cam it is that you get, That depends on how long you're sort of vulnerable when you're in that mode. I know there are a lot of people who don't like the kill cams, and when they're playing the modded version of the game, they will elect to switch that off, so they never get them. But I find that without the kill cams, it significantly impacts the dramatic effect.
Not the sanctuary per se. Let's call it a forced addition. Forced by what? Oh, come and see.
We got a couple bear traps in here. Scoot between these. Oh, it's a troll. Okay. Make short work of him. I'm going to double back and go down this route here. See if there's anything here worth seeing.
All right. So Cicero attacked that harlot Astrid. But what's a fool to do when his mother is slandered and mocked? Surely the listener understands.
The listener does understand. We understand perfectly, Cicero. All right. He may be crazy, but his heart's in the right place as far as fleet is concerned. As far as the Cimmerian is concerned. So let's go find him. Cicero's Journal, Final Volume. 30th of Sun's Dusk, 4th Era 200. I have written the letters, so polite, so official, to Astrid in Skyrim. Her sanctuary still stands, still operates, but how? No listener means no black sacrament. No black sacrament means no contracts. Her family can abandon the old ways and still survive, still kill. But is that family still brotherhood or something else? Something new? Something different? Something wrong? Something wrong. Still, we must go. Tomorrow we set sail. Float on a boat through the moat, called the sea, her and me. 22nd of Evening Star, 4th Era. 200. Sick, sick, sick of the rocking, tossing, rolling, throwing upon the grey, grey waves. I've been reading of Skyrim, of the good days, the old days, of the old ways. There was another sanctuary once, a Dawn Star sanctuary. Good, ancient, and strong. Blessed by Sithis. Cicero will go there, no need of Astrid. The mother and I will settle, and she will speak to me, finally, and we will build the old ways anew together. 23rd of Evening Star, 4th Era, 200. The passphrase is mine. I have found it in a letter ancient as the sanctuary itself. The black door will ask, what is life's greatest illusion? I am to answer, innocence, my brother. Finally, a space, a place to call my own, a joker's retreat for the fool of hearts. First of Rain's Hand, 4th Era 200. Mother and keeper must go. I am not the listener, and never will be. But I am the keeper. I must serve my mother's will above my own. I must find her listener. I must teach Astrid the error of her ways, the beauty and necessity of the old ways. I have sent the letters to Astrid. We leave soon, but Cicero will keep this sanctuary as his sanctuary. A place to rest and ply my trade, for I once more take up the blade, and send some lucky souls to him, when laughter strikes as fits my whim. Well, that's an interesting reading. It gives us some insight into Cicero and how committed he is. He's obviously very devout, and from the last passage, it almost seems as if he is going to the Falkreath Sanctuary with the idea in his head that he might be able to teach Astrid about the old ways. At some point along the line, he obviously gave up on that as an idea. Here's another one. This corridor has me going to the bow. We've got very long sight lines, but we've also got some menacing alcoves and corners, and I do not want to get myself into another position where I'm jumping into a room and end up surrounded, so we're going to be cautious. Oh, there's another one.
What do you say?
Oh, I can't fire through that hole. Let's give ourselves some room. Here they come. One more. Okay. I don't know if that's all. I'm going to continue to be cautious. Whoa. Backpedaling on the run. Fire. Right in the brain pan. Okay, looks clear from here. I think we're getting close to where Cicero is hiding out. I love his comments.
We come to the end of our play. The grand finale.
Well, let's go talk to the poor sap before he bleeds to death.
You caught me. I surrender.
Well, let's see what he has to say. Let's remain silent.
So you prefer to listen, eh? Of course, of course. The listener listens. A joke. A funny joke. I get it. Then listen to this. Don't kill me. Let poor Cicero live. I attacked the strumpet Astrid. I did. And I do it again. Anything for our mother? Return to the Pretender. Tell her I'm dead. Tell her you strangled me with my own intestines. But lie. Yes, lie. Lie and let me live.
All right. We are going to let him live. Now, obviously, he's in no condition to survive.
Cicero has no fight left. In the end, Sithis will judge us both.
That's correct. So, I think what we'll do here is, for the sake of his survival, we'll leave him with a healing potion. Let's see. It's probably got to be something more than a minor one, so we'll leave him this potion of extreme healing. You're on your own, buddy.
Do what you will.
Hide out.
Cicero has no fight.
Ooh, bow of fire, ebony. We're taking all this stuff.
In the end, Sithis.
That may belong to Cicero, but it is ours now, in exchange for letting him live. This ought to be a good lesson to him, too. It also gives us some leverage over him. We now become the ones who allowed him to survive, which means he is going to be beholden to us going forward, which is exactly where we want him. We need him to be a loyal follower. We need him to fulfill the tasks that he has been given that is how the Dark Brotherhood is going to continue on. So, Cicero will likely hide out here until we have some resolution to what's going on in Falkreath. And that is obviously something that Fleet is going to be contemplating now. How he's going to deal with Astrid, who is getting more and more combative by the day. So that fact would be weighing heavily on his mind at this point. So we have dealt with the Cicero issue. Now it's time for us to head back to Whiterun. But before we do that, let's see. Put on the hood too. Suppose I have to. That's the interesting thing about these cloaks. The cloak, incidentally, comes from a mod called Winter is Coming. I think I've mentioned it before, but I've never actually created anything from that mod until the last episode. The hoods and the cloaks are all created as separates, so you can enchant them separately, you can wear them separately, you can opt for the hood or no hood depending on the weather. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to make our way back as quickly as we can. Remember, we've got a token burning a hole in our pocket from Olava the Feeble, which entitles us to a reading of our future. This is something that Fleet would be intensely interested in. So this is what we are going to do next. Fleet, of course, is somewhat conflicted about his role as Cimmerian and what does that mean. As we've seen in previous journal entries, he questions whether or not he's going to make the right decisions, whether or not he is going to be good at this task he's been given. So the weight of responsibility is shaking his confidence slightly. However, he's also asking himself, is there a wrong decision? Is it possible to make a wrong decision? Remember, we are the agent of chaos, and chaos by its very nature is unpredictable. One way of looking at this is that Fleet has not been put in this world to make specific decisions in a specific order, but rather he has been groomed to serve as the Cimmerian, sort of the equivalent of the avatar of Sithis in the world of Mundus, in that by design he's basically been given a set of abilities, given a perspective, given a particular background, and is set loose in the world, given those properties to do what he will, and that there is no particular plan in mind. So that's one way of looking at it, I guess. You know what? Let's just lead our saber cat right in here. And we will let these people take care of the mess. Oh yeah, there he is. We got him anyway. And we got a saber cat tooth, which is awesome. Make smithing potions out of that. So you'll notice that now I have also taken the liberty of using the Convenient Horses mod to add armor to Shadowmere. I'm using the Nordic armor. It's, I think it's a close match for the Nordic armor set that came with the Dragonborn DLC. I've chosen that for now. I don't know if that's what I'm going to stick with, but we are going to settle on that for now. Another saber cat here. Where is he? There he is. Oof. He got a good shot on us there, but we hit him once as well. Don't think it was enough, though, no. Tried the shot on the run, it didn't work. So I'm basically practicing a little bit. This horse is going to move a little faster than what we're used to, so I'm interested in learning how to fight from horseback as effectively as I can. Ooh, we got a spider too, I can hear him. Alright. Now we got 2 enemies on our case. Let's give ourselves some distance, and then we'll turn around. Missed him again. Hit that guy, though. So the aiming is a little bit different when you're on horseback. You gotta, I find that you have to aim slightly below your target to actually hit what you're aiming at. Come on, we gotta get this guy. Oh, missed him again. There we go. Love watching the spiders fly. Now that is a function of convenient horses. It's a charge attack. Alright, we finally got that stinking saber cat. Got some more loot off him. Now let's make one more pass and see what we can do. I think we've got this spider on the ropes. Oh, he's into orbit. Into orbit. That was a pretty epic charge right there. Alright. Done. Let's get moving. Wait a second. Hang on, I gotta go back. Pretty sure I saw one of my arrows. Here we go. Any arrows I can recover. I've been using these Black Sacrament arrows. I've got a limited number of them, and they are kind of hard to craft. In order to craft Black Sacrament arrows, one of the materials I need are human hearts for every bunch of 24 arrows I create, so human hearts are not always very easy to come across, so I'm going to conserve as many of these as I can. As you know, I'm usually going with the conjured bow, so I'm rarely in a position of running out of arrows. But once I'm on horseback here and I'm using a traditional bow, arrows become an issue. So. Where's that troll? Oh, I can hear him. Let's do a loop. Where are you? I don't see him. Oh, wait, there he is. Aim a little low. Alright, we're going to let it go. We got a little bit of practice there. So, of course, going back to Whiterun takes us to Olava the Feeble. We can get that fortune told. We can try to figure out what that means. Let's see what I have for other items here. I don't think I want to be burning through all of my Black Sacrament arrows, so I'm going to see if I've got a bunch of something else that I can be using when I'm on the road. I don't have a lot of arrows. I have a variety, but I only have, just a few of each kind. I got 40 Nordic arrows. I think I have some glass ones too. Yeah, I got 31 glass arrows. Maybe we'll opt for those. Now, one blessing of this big cloak is that it covers some of the quivers, which are really gaudy. Particularly glass. super gaudy. I don't think I've ever played a character that actually wore glass armor, and it's for that very reason. The armor is just so gaudy. I can't even bear to wear it. Well, thank you, dear viewers, for coming back to the adventure as always, and thank you for your kind comments. I got a lot of great comments on the last video. People were speculating on what the message from Sithis actually meant, what the implications of that were. So it might be worth discussing it just briefly. If you remember from the message, the gist of the message seemed to have a lot to do with giving the Cimmerian the freedom to act. And by that we mean freeing him up from the possibility of having his soul used as leverage against him. And that, when you think about it, is primarily targeted at his interactions with the Daedra. If you're familiar with the Daedra, many of the Daedra in their quest lines want you to be their champion, and some of them, as a requirement of that, want to claim your soul for their own, Nocturnal being one, and we've already encountered that situation. So, in the interest of creating an actor who is actually free to do what needs to be done, Sithis has essentially granted him the ability to protect his soul. The sacrifice, of course, here is that he is essentially given his soul over to Sithis completely in exchange for its protection. So when we talk about the Heart of Smoke, that's kind of symbolically a reference to his soul. So his soul is as smoke now. And smoke being something that can't be grasped, it's intangible. It's visible, but it's intangible. Any powerful actors out there who may try to claim his soul will find that it's intangible and they're unable to stake a claim on it. So in this way, Fleet is being protected from that influence, right? Now there are other ways, of course, that Daedric princes could influence him, potentially. But it removes the soul or spirit as a weakness, is the idea. What this does from a story perspective, of course, is it creates an interesting situation for Fleet in that there could be some side effects of despair, having known that, his soul was his own and now it's not. The reality of his life and his lifestyle is going to hit home. But it also, from the game sense, has the potential of opening up some quest lines for us. And here is Olava. Let's talk to her.
Maybe some other time I'll reveal your destiny.
No, I think you'll reveal our destiny now.
Palm reading, crystal scrying. Ooh, maybe trepanning.
How about a token?
Come to Olava for a reading, did you?
I have this token for
Sorry,
you.
pup, but I'm not quite in the mood.
Your mood
Token,
doesn't
you
concern
say?
us.
Let me see. Oh, goodness me. You're a friend of Gabriella's, then. Well, I guess we both know why you're here.
I was told you could see my future.
Well, yes, I surely can. It's not something I do lightly, mind you, and it's not as specific as you might want, but yes, I will do this for you. Please, relax. Free your mind. Yes, that's it.
What do you see?
There's a cave. No, not a cave. A home. A place you feel secure. You will find safety there. Sanctuary. I see snow. lit by the star of dawn, and you are not alone. There are others, a child of night, a stalker of the sands. Oh, but before you are family, there will be blood. Such blood. Wait, there's something else. A potential for adventure and wealth. It is a ruin, ripe for the plunder. Deepwood Redoubt, far to the northwest. Through there is Hag's End, the last resting place of an assassin of old. A dark brother who bequeaths his ancient earthly possessions to you.
Is there anything else?
No, that is all. Now, please. I find myself very weary all of a sudden.
Well, it appears that we need to go to Deepwood Redoubt. This, again, is another one of these personal quests for Fleet. He has been given a reading specifically for him, which means this is a message specifically for him, which means it's of very high importance to him. So, our next adventure will take us to Deepwood Redoubt. And you'll notice I left her a strength potion. She said she was feeling weak, so we gave her a strength potion, right? That brings us to the end of this adventure. I want to thank you for taking the journey with me. And until next time, may all that you do be swift, quiet, and deadly.
Mercenary work?
And to all Skyrim assassins, I salute you. Silence is our battle cry.
Right then.